come on in, pull up a chair, and take a load off, because today I'll be unboxing and taking a first look at Oceans from North Star Games. If you're a fan of the Evolution lineup of games from North Star, then this is certainly a title you've been keeping your eyes peeled for. And I will be diving into Oceans right after this. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Yes, I'm Jeff McAleer, back once again as your host here at the Gaming Gang channel. Do want to point out, yes, I am wearing spectacles. I am wearing glasses. I know you're not used to seeing me wearing glasses, so it really is me. And what I tend to do is every few months, I'll take about a week and not wear contacts, just to kind of give my eyes a break for a bit. But regardless, as I mentioned in the open today, I am be unboxing and taking a first look at Oceans from North Star Games. This is going to come in a variety of different flavors. There is a standard edition of the game, which is for 2 to 4 players. There is a deluxe edition of the game, which is for 2 to 6 players. There's a limited edition, which is what I'm going to be looking at today, which I also believe is for up to 6 players. There is also a Kickstarter edition. So quite a few flavors of Oceans. Regardless, it is from North Star Games. It is designed by Nick Bentley, Dominic Tripichetti, Ben Goldman, and Brian O'Neill, with art and graphic design provided by Guilherme Ducos and Catherine Hamilton. As I mentioned, the game is for 2 to 4 or 2 to 6, depending on what edition you get. It's for ages 12 and up, plays around 60 to 90 minutes as well. The standard 4-player edition is going to carry an MSRP of $49.99. The limited edition that I'm going to be looking at, I do not have an MSRP on. The deluxe edition is supposedly going to have an MSRP of $84.99. I am not positive about that because I have seen some conflicting information. Regardless, Oceans will swim into stores on March 23rd. So let's swing on over to the other camera and get our first look at Oceans. And here we have Oceans, the limited edition from North Star Games. I always love the artwork that North Star Games uses for these nature kind of games like Evolution, now with Oceans. Really, really cool style here. This is a fairly large box. Good sized box, has a little bit of heft to it as well. And we see that the back of the box has just alternate artwork as well. I understand there's supposed to be a few different approaches you can take to Oceans. And I believe one is more realistic, kind of science-based. And the other is you're like creating these undersea creatures that are just, completely wild and kind of prehistoric and things like that, but they're not actually real. So anyway, as I mentioned, this is the limited edition. There are a few different versions of Oceans that's going to be arriving. Maybe our pal Bruce Vogue, maybe he'll comment on this video and maybe kind of clear things up so everybody knows kind of what's the difference between like the limited edition and the deluxe edition and the Kickstarter edition. Obviously, the Kickstarter edition is going to have stuff that was Kickstarter stretch goals and things like that. I believe that I think like the first print run of the deluxe edition is for up to 6 players. And it's got kind of different components. And then I think after that print run, it's going to be 2 to 4 players, something along those lines. Like I said, I'm sure Bruce will be kind enough to maybe comment on the video and clear that up. And then when I do a review, then I can discuss what differences there might be with the various different editions that are available. So we get a nice Little note here from Dominic Kripchettis. So it says, wow, what an amazing Kickstarter campaign. So I'm taking a guess. This is kind of a limited edition, which is sort of the Kickstarter edition. So we will find out. So we've got a reef variant. Ahoy there! It says, if this is your first dive into oceans, start by playing the reef variant to become familiar with the 12 core traits that create our stable marine ecosystem. All right, so we've got kind of a starter variant here. Oh, we've got some assembly required as well, I see. Okay, so we've got a how to play. We've got a bunch of different components in here. We've got a reference guide. So I'm going to move some of this out of the way. So first off, we're going to take a look at the rules here. And I'm going to adjust the camera just a little bit because that box is fairly high. And I bet you this is probably taking this out of focus just a touch. So let's see what we can do here. Now that's sharpening it up. Neither did that. That looks like it's probably as good as it's going to get right now. I will zoom in. We'll look at some of the cards and the components and things like that. So we've got population tokens, which are in the shape of these fish. 24 species boards. We've got a reef. We have an ocean. We've got different scenario cards, surface cards, deep cards, one Cambrian explosion card. So it says the game is divided into two halves, split by the start of the Cambrian explosion. The rate of evolution doubles once you've entered the Cambrian explosion. We've got player screens. We've got bonus tokens. So we've got explaining the setup here. Okay. Got a bit of an overview talking about playing the game. So everybody's turn consists of 4 phases: playing cards, feeding, aging, and drawing cards. So here we have playing cards. I believe this is a little bit similar to Evolution, but it is not the same game. It is certainly not going to be the same game. I can tell right now, just looking at the layout for some of these components and the graphic design, this is not exactly the same as Evolution. It's not Evolution goes, to the sea or something like that. But very cool. So we got talks about the scenario cards, Cambrian explosion. So it explains what that period of history actually is. Then we got the deep, which I believe this is the aspect of the game, like kind of a variant of the game that you can play where you suddenly have undersea creatures that are not real. So I believe that is what the deep is. So that is a quick how to play rule book here. What do we got? 14 pages total. A lot of images. I'm sure this is pretty easy to wrap your head around. So that is the how to play booklet there. The basic rules. Here we have the reference guide. So taking a look at the reference guide here. So we have surface cards. Let's talk about the different surface cards here. So that is cool. So it's explaining exactly what each of these cards basically do. And it's talking about feeding, order of operations, rules and conflicts, talking about deep cards. The Evolution series, which I've been mentioning, which is also available digitally. So you got to like that. Got some FAQs as well. So this is a handy dandy reference guide. So that is cool. So we've got that. Then we've got player aids. Got a couple of these. So on your turn, telling you what you can do on your turn, showing us the surface cards, scientific names. So how to name your species. Talking about the icons, other concepts. So we've got 2 of these. All right, so now we got a bunch of different tokens here. And it looks like we got one that somehow ended up popped. Oh, we got a couple that popped out. Got a couple of these little guys. So we've got these like so. Actually, it looks like quite a few of these have popped out somewhere along the way. So hopefully they're floating around in the box. So I believe I think these were the feeding tokens. There. Then over here we actually have to kind of build the ocean. So we've got the different pieces to build the ocean. Because it's kind of a tray. It's actually 3 trays, I believe, like so. Right here. I think they said that in the rules this is the reef. That's cool. I like the artwork on that. It's very, very cool. Very, very nice. So that is very eye-catching, and it is dual-sided. It is same artwork on both sides. And I can tell you right now, these punch boards are cut really well because everything's trying to pop right out just as I hold it. So we've got those. Put these out of the way here. So we've got some bags. It's the reserve bag. So we've got different bags there for the different tokens. All right, so another board here. I think, I'm going to take a guess. I think this is for the other 2 players. Remember I mentioned this limited edition goes from 2 to 6 players. I think this is for the 6 players, and we get the extra species boards as well, which are kind of like they're cardstock, sort of along the lines of bookmarks is what I would consider this stock as. So it looks like we've got some additional. No, it's just talking about the plastic bag. So we've got the additional players tokens here as well. So we've got that. And these are player screens. These are pretty small player screens, I gotta admit. But that's okay. You might not be hiding a whole lot of stuff. So, all right, so there we've got the 5th and 6th player components. We've got a bunch of these little Nemos that popped out. So I'm kind of encountering them all over. So got a few more. Is that it? Is that all of them? So we got a cool insert for storing everything. So here we've got more of those species boards. And then we've got more of the player screens as well. Got another one of those floating around. So these are for players 1 through 4. We've got a little thank you card from North Star. Got Ocean's Light. So it looks like this is an app to help teach you the game. So it says learn oceans quickly. Play a 2-player game against an AI. Nice. So that says it's coming soon, so it may not be out just yet. Also have this packet that shows we've got some exclusive promo cards. Take a look at these last. But we do have quite a few decks of cards, so we've got some small Euro size cards. Get some of this stuff out of the way. Then we got some standard size cards. Then we got a bunch more of these that fell out. Whoever correlated this box noticed that these had all kind of popped out. So they sort of put them down in here. I'll put those back. All right. So I'm taking a guess. I think the darker color is the deep. This is kind of like if you're playing the deep cards. I think this color is just the standard kind of like surface. I don't know. We'll find out. There's a Cambrian Explosion card as well. So I need to get my hobby knife out here. And I will cut through these real quick. And then I'll actually zoom in so we can get a closer look at some of the cool artwork that we've got. We'll take a look at those promo cards. So we are going to have some different decks here. All right, come on. All right, let's try this side. See if this we can get it from this side a little easier. I always try not to catch the cards with the hobby knife. Okay, so there we go. So we got the little cards there. Yes, and these do have the little pull tab to make the decks easier to open. I find I tend to mess around with those like pull tabs on a lot of game releases. So for me, it's just easier to just take that hobby knife and slit through the top. Okay, so let's see what we've got. Like I said, I know we've got a few different decks. So let's kind of separate these out. That's our Cambrian Explosion card. Looks like these are all the same deck here. As well as here. And these are all darker. Like I said, I think these are deep cards. So let's zoom in a little bit and let's get a closer look. There we go. Let's see what we got. A filter feeder card. Cool. That is very, very cool. Let's see if we can sharpen this up a little bit. There we go. That looks good. Let's see what we've got. So we got a bunch of these cards. So, and of course we're gonna have different duplicates, I'm sure. So we got the filter feeder. So this is the creature that's on the cover of the box. Apex Predator. That shark there. Got quite a few of those. Speed. Swordfish there. Inking. I mean, for like comic books? You're a tracer. Yes, I know. Little Chasing Amy reference there. Schooling. So these are the different attributes that your species will have. That you have an opportunity for them to have, I should say. Transparent. Got those. Tentacle. And then we also have Whale Cleaner. All right. Got a few more of the Whale Cleaner here. Shark Cleaner. Bottom Feeder. Symbiotic. Parasitic. And more of the filter feeder. All right, so that is that deck there. See what these darker cards are. So I guess it is. These are the deep. So it looks like these are like much like further down into the depths. So we've got Abyss Dweller, Acute Smell, Advanced Eyes, Ambush, Apex Predator, Atavism, Barbells, Behemoth. This is kind of cool because these are all, it doesn't look like we got dupes in here. So these are all different. Biotic Cycle, Blubber, whoops, Bottom Feeder again, Bright Coloration, Bubble Net, Burrower, Camouflage, Cavitation Bullet, Chitin Plated Maw, Colossus. This is very cool. I like this. I like how got all a Cthulhu Leech. There you go. Got a little Lovecraftian there. Deep Diver. Hey, how about a Deep One? Deep Sea Kraken. Defensive Spine. Dense Population. Draconic. Nice. These are very cool. I love this artwork. This artwork is excellent. But you notice there's a difference in the art style between the deep cards and the other cards, except for the ones that are repeating, like filter feeder here. Like we've got this. So this art style here is more kind of photorealistic, I guess I would say. As far as a flight, there you go. Flying fish. Gentle giant. This is very cool. Gigantic scavenger. Hard shell. Yeah, this is really, really nice. Hydra. That's pretty wild. It's kleptoparasitic. All right. Leviathan, living ecosystem, luminous bacteria, massive fins, megamouth. Very, very cool. Gonna finish going through these here. A neurotoxin. There you go. Nice. Drug you. Pack hunting. Parasite cleaner. Parasitic. Pathogen. Cultivation. Poisonous inking. Poisonous spines. Rapid mutation. Regeneration. Rows of teeth. Scavenger. Schooling, we saw those before. C-Rex. Sedentary colony. Shark cleaner. Slow metabolism. Speed. Swarming. Symbiotic. Tail whip. Telomere repair. Tentacle leech. Tentacle. There's the Kraken. Unleash the Kraken. Tiny. Huh. Transparent. So that's from the other deck as well. Tusks. Voracious feeder. Warm-blooded. Whale cleaner. And zooplankton. Nice. So this is the other deck, which I said I think this is kind of the deep cards here. Then we've got this small size here. So we've got Abundance, Asteroid Impact, Biodiverse Reef, Contagious Outbreak. So these are almost like maybe kind of along the lines of kind of like events almost, or things that are going on during that period. Degenerative virus, fertile food surge, genetic diversity, inhospitable environment, large predators. Cool. Paradigm shift. Nice. Population explosion. Looks like this is a game that is going to have tons and tons of replayability to it, because of all of these various different cards. I'm sure not all of these are in play at one time. So, and I do notice we've got some that have little diamonds and a couple of diamonds. And we do have this kind of purple background as well. So, got that. We do have the Cambrian Explosion Reef variant card right here. So let's take a look at these exclusive promos. See what we've got in this little envelope. Oh, the stickers. The envelope's ripping. The sticker wasn't coming off. Ah, so we've got a couple of little packages here. Oh, these are the foil cards. I saw that there's special foil cards. So let's see. Aggressive environment, coral bleaching, evolutionary arms race, horizontal gene transfer. So these are different than the other deck too. It's not just that they're foil. Hostile environment. Parallel universe. Jeez. Prescient mutations. Radiation blast. Shallow reef. Snowball earth. Uber inhospitable environment. Aging happens to every species in play. Okay, so we've got these additional cards. They're almost like, they're like environment cards. Maybe these are Maybe these are the scenario cards. I think these are the scenario cards. Is what these are. Okay, and then we've got, looks like we've got some foil deep cards. Yep, looks like they're all deep. So, bioluminescent lure, electric discharge, hybridization, intelligence, invasive predator, migratory exodus, mimicry, overgrazing, paralyzing venom, sparkles. Ah, that's pretty funny. It's like, that's pretty funny there. It's like a unicorn. It's like a unicorn whale, and it's got like a little smiley face. That's funny. All right, sweet. This is very, very cool. I am really looking forward to getting this to the table. And we are playing some games this weekend too, so I believe it's not going to take me very long to get the review out for Oceans. All right, so let's try to put a lot of this stuff back. So I'll zoom back out. So we've got various decks of cards here. I'm not exactly sure where everything goes. So what I'm, excuse me, what I'm kind of curious about is once you build the ocean, where you have kind of like the 3 trays, I wonder if you have to continually break it down to use it, or if you'll be able to put it into the box in one piece, like maybe right here, or maybe like here. Because if you have to break it down and put it back together every time you play, that is not going to be too good, because that tends to put a lot of wear and tear on your components. So, all right, so here we've got, this is the, actually, I guess I better not put that in yet. This is the 5th and 6th player components there. We've got some baggies for the various different tokens. So we've got these here. So these were the different fish for the different players. This is the reef. This is what I'm talking about. It looks like it would fit. So I think you're going to fold it. You're going to fold these edges up here. So it looks like it would fit in the box here. So this is the ocean tray. And then we've got, put those in here. Got all these. These will go in the baggie. Get all of these. I think these are the feeding tokens right here. We've got all of those. We've got the player screens. We've got the feeding, or I should say species boards right here. We also have a little catalog, and that from North Star Games. We've got a reference guide. We've got our how to play, as well as our 2 player aids, the reef variant, and a hello letter from Dominic over at North Star Games. And that is what we find when we take everything from Oceans Limited Edition outside the box. I do notice North Star Games is referring to themselves as North Star Games Studio. A little bit of a change. Anyway, there we have our first look, and I'm going to swing back over to the other camera so we can wrap up. There you have a first look at Oceans from North Star Games. I'm actually going to do some gaming this weekend, and Oceans is going to be at the table, so I should be able to have a review of the game very, very shortly. Anyway, that's it for this time out. Don't forget, catch me live Mondays through Fridays right here on YouTube as I bring you the Daily Dope and the latest tabletop gaming news of the day. If you like this video, please give it a quick thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. If you do, don't forget, ring that little bell, because not only will it notify you when I upload standalone videos such as this, it'll also tell you when the Daily Dope goes live. And of course, when you're not watching videos on the Gaming Gang channel, be sure to visit thegaminggang.com for all the latest in gaming news, reviews, comics, movies, TV. You know the drill. Get your geek on at thegaminggang.com. And of course, until next time, happy trails. Oh, you're still here. Well, if that's the case, by all means, subscribe to the Gaming Gang channel by clicking right here. And of course, if you want to catch up on past episodes of The Daily Dope, check out this playlist. And if you'd like to see what YouTube's recommending you take a peek at from the channel, just give a click right over here. Of course, I'm Jeff McAleer, and once again, thank you very much for watching.